Welcome, everybody, to the Jive Sports Football Podcast. I am, of course, Brandon, lifelong Detroit Lions fan, and I'm here with my friend Zack. Um, what are we going over today? There happened to be a Thursday night football game. Not too many people watched it. Nothing really memorable happened. So
Yeah,
we'll
little
recap
little
that real
importance.
quick. We'll recap that real quick, and then we'll get right into the meat that matters, which are good NFL teams playing in Week 6, and we will be doing the picks. Um, and we have a few. We just got a few things to talk about. How about you?
No,
What do you mean?
you go.
You want me to go? Thursday night football happened, and the Jackson Dart led East Rutherford Football Giants.
You're still gonna disrespect them after this?
I will because it's just geography and location at that point. I would say embarrassed my Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday night football. Um, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. You should see. You should see like the Eagles, like the subreddit and like the Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Everybody, the sky is falling. The sky is falling, and this feels a lot more like our first loss in 2023 than it does our first loss last year. It's just bad. The vibes are bad. I've never seen vibes so bad from a Super Bowl winning a Super Bowl winning team. The Super Bowl hangover is real. Lay into me. Do your thing. How do you feel?
Well, let's start with something you touched on right there, and that is, do you know who are gonna I guess try to ruin this the most for the Giants? That's a weird question. Do you know who probably are least happy about the Giants winning in the fashion that they won?
I mean, I can't even fathom. No. Who?
It's gonna be Giants fans.
Giants fans are upset that you guys won?
Some are.
Why?
Let me expound upon that. We've grown up in this YouTube, social media, everything's on video. Everyone wants to be viral. Like I said, when we were growing up, some of the biggest kind of like viral videos at the time in the beginning were like, like angry gamer destroys computer and stuff. And since then, we see these clips every single year of mad fans breaking their TVs, burning jerseys, crying, going on these crazy rants. And because those videos are the ones that get all the views, it's created this culture of this the fan who spends most of their time shitting on their own team. And part of that is they want the virality that comes from
The
if
engagement, you know?
yeah, if you go on some type of epic rant, then you're likely to get a lot of views on YouTube or even be featured on some actual show that will inevitably gets you the views that you were looking for to begin with, because everyone thinks that's so fucking funny that, oh, look at this guy lose his mind, look at this guy punch a TV. I wonder how many people have punched TVs and they didn't get more than 100 views or whatever. But because of that, the other flip side of that is there are people that will watch like an NFL draft or whatever, and they're doing what we're doing now. We have this little sports podcast, but we've actually accepted the fact that we are not experts and don't claim to be. We're just two fans that are gonna just talk and see what happens, and hopefully give people a couple laughs here and there. But people also do this because they think that they actually know more than everybody else. And because of that, if their team makes a pick they don't like, they kind of openly root for that player to fail, even if they're on their team.
Mm-hmm,
Or
mm-hmm.
or they're waiting for that one moment for that player to make a mistake to jump down their throat. Let me tell you something about Cam Scatabo. I've been on record saying, when we drafted him, I didn't understand the pick because I thought Tyrone Tracy played really well last year,
I,
and I
I
thought
agree.
we had other needs. And the Torrey Horton thing I thought would be great, but to have another uh, weapon at receiver, because right now, yeah, wouldn't we love to have Torrey Horton too? I would,
Yes.
without Neighbors. But I never. other than the CTE type jokes about Cam Scatterbo because of the way he plays and kind of like the way he looks. And I don't know if you've seen many interviews with him, but let's just say he's a man of few words, if
He's
you
a
know what I
football player through
if
and
you know
through.
what I
Yes.
mean. Yeah, he is definitely like a frat bro or a frat dude bro. Is that like a dude bro? Is that a
You're
thing?
yeah, you're within striking distance. Dude Bro's a little out of season, but that'll still land with certain
I don't know,
corners.
but he looks like a dude bro because he's just like he's aesthetically does not look like a pro football player. He is not really like physically imposing in any way. He's not tall. He's not big. He's like average Joe looking. But when he gets the ball, when that leather, like when his skin makes contact with that leather, he's a fucking demon.
He goes crazy. He's fun.
But there are people that if I was them, would have looked at the Saints game last week and said, "Oh, he fumbled that game away. Fuck him." I tweeted Cam Scatterbo from our account, and I was like, "Dude, don't worry about that fumble. What you shouldn't have done was there was this clip of him on the sidelines, and he's like, I need new fucking gloves or something like that." I'm like, don't blame the gloves. Two hands on the ball, dude, because he was careless with the football and got punched
Hmm.
out. And I care more about him representing himself well as far as not blaming his fucking gloves, which for a thing that could have been avoided if he had two hands on the ball. And I understand that you think you're about to score, somebody comes out of nowhere and punches it. I get it. I just didn't think that was a good look to. There's a clip of him on the sideline basically blaming his gloves. Don't make excuses. But if I was them, I'd be like, well, see, I told you. This guy sucks. You got to get him out of here. You got to get him out of here. I told you guys. Hey, guys, I told you. Remember during the draft, I said he was a fucking bum? And people
Reactionary, knee
did do
jerk
that.
content.
Well, that and because they want to be right, so they're waiting for that player that they said they wouldn't have drafted. They would have drafted this guy instead to be like, oh, it would have been perfect. I'm like, oh, did you see Torrey Horton's touchdown last week and Cam Scatterbo fumbled? That's what they would be talking about. I don't do that because I am a what am I, Brandon? I'm a fan,
You're a fan
and
through
a
and
lot of
through.
people, a lot of people are that in name only. They don't do the shit that actual fans do. So that win last night, that was for fans like me who never trashed the Giants, especially not players. I'm a player guy. Okay. I
You
will
do, you do.
say I will say that the organization failed Daniel Jones. He didn't fail them. I will say that the play calling, in situations where I've talked about how they, will be first and goal from the 2 and throw it 3 times is fucking stupid. But a lot of people, I think, I, I've been watching a lot of YouTube forever, and so I follow a lot of Giants fans that make content through this podcasting thing and TikTok. We've met, I don't know, like 2 dozen different podcast groups that we've contacted to in some way. Some of them are Giants fans, and a lot of content creators. And I only thought of it because you just said the sky is falling in these Reddits. That's what they do for everything.
Yep.
Every time the team loses, everything is wrong, and they're telling everybody that their team sucks. I'm kind of like the resident wrestling fan too, right? And one of my favorite people of all time is Jim Cornette, and I think he credited another guy named Dutch Mantel for this quote. But in wrestling, he Dutch Mantel said something like, "I miss the days when the marks were in the crowd," and what that meant is, like it was when we were growing up, the people that talk shit about the Giants would be Eagles, Cowboys, and Washington fans, and that
Hmm.
week's opponents. Now the call is coming from inside the house. You get what I'm saying?
I 100% do.
We
100%.
the people that bash the Giants the most are Giants fans. So why would Cowboys and Eagles and Washington feel the need to, and we just want to burn ourselves down? So these guys are marks, mostly for themselves because they want to be right. You're not a fan if you spend more time bashing your team than talking them up. Because even when the Giants are winning, 3 and 4 games a year, I'm still telling people we're going to win next week, whoever that is, or we're going to go undefeated next year and win a Super Bowl. Uh, but now I think I finally have kind of a little bit of a reason to start heading in that direction realistically.
Right.
So that game, fantastic game.
You
I'm
had a
not
good
much of
time.
a very good time. I was gonna say, I'm not a smoker, like cigarette wise. Like if I smoke cigarettes, it kind of makes me feel sick. But you always hear this old kind of thing about after sex cigarettes, and
And you felt like you
I
needed.
felt like I needed a couple cigarettes after watching that game, buddy. You know what I mean?
I did
And
as
you know
well
what?
for
I hope they
completely
don't.
different reasons.
I hope they don't ban that tush push, man. I love it now. That's all. If that's all you guys can do, we'll be okay. We gave that tush a lot of push that on Thursday night. Sometimes in boxing they talk about walking your opponent down. In this context, we had to walk the tush pusher down, and I could do that every week. We can do that. This defense played. I don't. What you guys got, like a field goal in the second half? That's all, maybe.
Yep. Tale as old as
Fantastic.
time.
I think
That's
I
the
gave a
story.
shout out to Flott a couple of weeks ago because I came into the season saying I really love Tyler Nubin as like my favorite kind of Giants D back, and I kept talking up this Giants secondary. But I did give Flott a shout out, I think, because there was one, a game that they lost, obviously. But I was like, Flott looked really good. He made a mistake, but he looked great. And obviously, he makes that interception in the red zone where AJ Brown's wide open, and Jalen don't even look at him. Returns at like 50, 60 yards. Cam Scatterbo touchdown, and fantastic.
Talk your shit, King. You've earned it.
I wish they were
You've earned
playing
it.
Sunday so I can watch them beat the fuck out of somebody else. But also, I gotta get some flowers too because I think that was a result of me singing and paying my debt.
I think it was.
Is it
Honestly.
just a coincidence that the Giants became the darlings of the NFL after I sang the song? It's
No
not.
coincidence here, my friend. No coincidence here. So we're
My
gonna.
favorite, one of my favorite jokes is, three conspiracy theorists walk into a bar. That can't be a coincidence. Go ahead. I talk for 10 minutes.
My favorite conspiracy is that JFK wasn't shot and his head just did that. It just
Here's a conspiracy. Yeah, because yesterday or the day before you talked about the Browns and Bengals have only made that one trade with Flacco. First time they traded. Here's a conspiracy: the Eagles and Cowboys conspired against the Giants when to get Devontae
Devontae
Smith.
Smith, 100% we did, 100%.
So yeah, so fuck Giants fans who talk shit and badmouth their own team. And now we can get into weekly picks. Oh, I guess I can tell you what we did last week. I did this should have been impossible, okay? This should have been impossible. I thought this would never happen. And I did get an email from our producers, the people that
Really?
I won't say anybody's name, but uh the mascot is a mouse.
Yes.
Last week I had a losing record overall.
It was a tough week. I can't believe I did not. It was a tough week.
You went 500, so lucky. But we both probably, hopefully it can't get, I never thought we could do the show for 100 years, and I never thought there'd be a week where I got more wrong than right. Just because, like, you don't even have to be smart to get more right than wrong. If there's 14 to
Yeah.
15 games and you pick mostly favorites, you should go 9-6 or 9-5 or whatever the fucking however many weeks or games there are based on buys. So in our Fab Five, once again, I went 2-3 because I picked uh Giants to beat the Saints. They lost. Ravens lost. Lions won. Bills lost, and Cowboys won. So 2-3. You went 3-2. You lost Eagles. You lost Chargers, but you had Cowboys, Dolphins, and Lions, which won. But I went 6-8. You went 7-7. I took Broncos over Eagles. I You took Texans over Ravens. We both had Cardinals. We both had Chargers. We both had Bills. I had Chiefs. It was just a bad week. We both took the Giants over the Saints. We both took the Rams. So a lot of bad there. Oh,
A lot of bad.
we both took Hawks.
Yeah, yeah. So we redeem ourselves this week. We got NFL Week 5. Just real quick, we don't have to go on a tangent, but we finally decided on what the punishments are going to be. So to recap, I took September essentially in our Fab Five, our favorite of 5 picks, whatever we want to call it. So then Zach has to do a punishment. So he's going to have to be standing on a very public, very heavily trafficked corner holding a sign of our choosing. That will come down the pipeline very soon. It won't be anything that will put him in harm's way, but it will be humorous, and that's a lot of fun. That seems pretty easy to be able
Well,
to
let me
do.
know by sometime during this week so I can do it next Saturday morning.
I got you. And then I lost the friendly wager. I actually pitched forward the wager because I was so confident on the Eagles,
And
being a
spotted me
fan,
a touchdown.
and spotted him a touchdown. Embarrassing, right? So he should be pushing the needle further, but we did because I was so confident. I was like, what would be fun? So I will be enjoying a cold can of soup, glorp, right into a bowl, and also a very, very, very burnt piece of toast to help wash it down with. That will probably be on our next one, just because, like, why not, right?
You reminded me of something else when you just said that. You know, I think I'd be able to gloat more, but you're so kind of laid back and level-headed and reasonable that you don't talk a lot of shit. I mean, you kind of are one of those guys that say I hate my own team. So if you're somebody that talked more shit to me, I would probably have a lot more. I went for like 10 minutes right there, but I probably would have went for an hour had you been a shit talker.
I'm so likable. That's why. That's why. So here's where we're gonna go. We're gonna get right into it. Tomorrow, this is NFL Week 6. Tomorrow, we do indeed have a London game, 9:30 a.m. Denver Broncos at the New York Jets. Denver Broncos are getting 7.5 favorites. How are we feeling about this? This is I mean, I'm taking Broncos obviously straight up on here. But I also don't think international games can be fluky. I still don't know if I completely trust the Broncos
Just stop.
offense. So what?
All the time when there's these games that better, the Broncos are easily a lot better. You always want to try to give the little guy a little boost, and I don't fucking like it. Broncos are just going to beat the shit out of the Jets for 60 minutes. It'll
So
be
we're
like a
both going.
two or three score win for Broncos. Take the
We got
you can I would take Broncos and -7
okay. We'll tease it.
possibly.
We'll tease
Well, I'm
it.
saying that would be a bet. I
Right.
don't know if I haven't looked at this. Once again, we haven't looked at
It-
these games, so I
we
don't know if
just
it's
go off.
better. Go
We
ahead.
improv, right? Next up, I mean, that's it. That's all I got to talk about for there. Arizona Cardinals at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are 7-point favorites. Cardinals. Kyler Murray sat out of 2 practices this week, but he was limited yesterday. This now being Saturday, I think he's going to be clear to play. Um, Still probably the most talented, frustrating quarterback to watch. I'm taking Colts obviously in this straight up. I do think like Colts might be the thing. I mean, they're the darling team. They're the Cinderella story of this season, and I'm going to ride the high until I can't. The Cardinals were obviously they were kind of like the preseason darling. I feel like for a lot of people who like think they're analytical, right? And they're like, oh yeah, playoff. Maybe our friend Skylar happened to pick them. I've not seen it come to a fruition yet, so that's where I'm at on the Colts and Cardinals.
Well, that's the other ones that we took Cardinals over Titans, and Titans beat them in the craziest way possible. So yeah, there's not much to say here. I don't care if Kyler's playing or not. Colts are going to win.
We're so resolute. We're finally now settling in. I can't wait to see where the division comes. All these 7-point spreads. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Rams at the Baltimore Ravens. Um, the SEC Baltimore Ravens. Rams are 7-point favorites, -360 on the money line. This is another one where I'm just like, it's it's the Rams by almost by a healthy amount. The Ravens are absolutely getting blown up. I think they're averaging what like 32 points against like per game.
It's got to be more than that.
Like I think Kyle Hamilton's coming back this week, but again, like a toothless defense against Matt Stafford and his target machine. Puka Nakua gets 6 catches this game, and he hits some sort of NFL record for most receptions through so many games in NFL history. So that's fun to think about. But I'm taking Rams.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar's out, and if the fucking Texans can score 44 on the Ravens, and the Rams beat the Texans, that if this team beats that and that beats this, then this is blah blah blah. Yeah, Rams, and they're coming off a really tough loss against the 49ers, so McVay is going to have some shit for the Ravens to kind of get his guys back in the winning mindset. Rams win.
Rams win. Now,
And take the over because 44 and a half. The Texans scored 44 by themselves last week.
I like that. I like that one a lot. I'm probably gonna tease that in my actual goodness, right? Now we have an actual kind of the close game. So we have the Dallas Cowboys at the Carolina Panthers. Cowboys are only a 3-point favorite. I understand the Panthers won their last 1 or 2 games. I also know that I'm a Cowboys hater, and I don't understand why this is so close. I think Cowboys take this, and I think they kind of run away with it. What's your thoughts?
Once again, I've been the guy that's like, I don't know why people. A lot of these spreads for the Panthers games have been, less than a touchdown, and I don't get it
Yeah,
because I don't I don't like anything about their team. I don't like anything about them. I don't look at anything and say this this is a good unit. I don't even know who their kicker is. Um, so Cowboys,
you're not happy about it though. But Cowboys, right?
I'm not happy, or I don't have any feelings about it, but the Cowboys are obviously much better.
This is one of the ones that Vegas knows something we don't, because that does not seem right, and I would get into
Yeah.
that all day.
Let me real quick, real quick, real quick, real quick.
Real quick, real quick.
Um, there's two types of traps. Well, three if you count your local drug dealer. But I've talked about how a trap game is actually not just losing to a team you're better than, but the other type of trap is actually the bet trap, which is what the Giant Saints was, because well, I guess maybe I was the only one that was really like, what the fuck is this? How can the Saints be a 2.5 point
I was
favorite?
on your team. I thought they were going to destroy him.
So it definitely sometimes feels like Vegas is begging you to take it. Take this. Take the Giants plus 2.5. Did you just see them beat the Chargers? And then five turnovers happened. It's unbelievable. So that's what that kind of feels like, because of
100%.
the Cowboys have been playing well. I would say Dak is my MVP right now, and
If Cowboys are 4-1,
a
the Dak's
3-point
MVP
game.
favor.
All right,
Insane.
well, Cowboys.
Next, we have the LA Chargers at the Miami Dolphins. Chargers are 4.5-point favorites. This is another one that kind of seems weird, but once I actually thought about it, I mean, Chargers are decimated by injuries right now, especially on the offensive line. And the Dolphins have not really come on as of late, but they've been less disappointing as of late. Jalen Waddle's been having a good time. Darren Waller kind of comeback season. How do you feel about Chargers at Miami?
So, I mean, once again, we're talking about this team that 2 weeks ago was basically the team. They lose to
Yeah,
the Giants, then they get smoked by Washington, and kind of sucks for me because it kind of makes the Giants beating them look less like the win doesn't look as good now. Miami did beat the Panthers last week,
what a
right?
weird season it's been.
So has Miami won two in a row, or they just got their first win? Let me look. ESPN.com. So no, that was their first win. They're 1-4. I have to believe that the Chargers get back on track here, right?
Yeah,
Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert. I guess you could say that without Joe Alt and without Omari and Hampton, you're gonna have to lean heavily on your passing game. But I think the Chargers defense can lock Miami up. And Justin Herbert can just beat you with his arm, which is what's gonna happen.
I still go Chargers as well, but I think it's gonna be a fun game. I think. I mean, I think it's
I
gonna
would
be a fun game.
I'd be worried about the 4.5 point spread. Um, they do
That
become
spooks me.
they do become the underdog if you take it because it goes plus
You see that?
100,
Yeah.
um, which is interesting. So yeah, I'm still taking Chargers, but I probably would not touch the spread because it feels funny.
Yeah, it's kind of just weird. 4.5 sits right there in the spooky zone. I'm taking Chargers as well, but I think it's going to be a fun competitive game. I think the Chargers are beat up enough on defense to where maybe this Tyreek Hill missing offense can still at least put up some points and have some fun. Yeah, very low over under 43.5. Speaking of low over unders, next up we have Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this is Dylan Gabriel start against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are 5.5 point favorites. The over under is 37.5. This is just the story of Dylan Gabriel. Nothing else hinges more on this game than the actual quarterback. We've not seen him play preseason a little bit, but we all know that's made up football. The Browns still have a really, really good defense. Obviously, they beat the Packers. They keep really, really good teams on the ropes. This is gonna be this game right here. It's giving like first of all like obviously like AFC North, but also just like I don't know. It just seems like with the low over under, this seems like 1940s just fucking smash mouth football, and it's gonna be really, really fun to watch. I think. In the for chaos. This is just one of those ones that
Oh,
plucks
here
at.
we go.
This is just one of the ones, just like the whole what which one did I call it? The Chiefs? What I called something weird, right?
Jags.
Yes, I called Jaguars. It's pulling to me. It's pulling to me. And the universe is going to do that thing to where they give the Browns a little bit of hope in a rookie quarterback, no tape on him, and he's going to
Well,
win.
they
We're so
here.
back.
No, here's the thing. I see where you're going, but Gabriel played last week in London
Did he?
and lost to the Vikings, but I'm gonna take the Browns. I'm definitely gonna take the Browns in our Fab Five at with the plus 5.5.
Yeah.
Um, Gabriel did have a pretty solid game. He threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
How did I miss that? He was fine. Okay, boom. I'm all in on the Browns.
Because it was that 9 a.m. London shit, and
Yeah.
the Carson Wentz was out for a minute and he came back and he threw the game-winning touchdown. The Browns were winning that game. He went 22 of 37, 209. I think they're gonna pound the rock with Judkins. I think Gabriel, in the preseason he looked pretty sharp in his limited time, and I think he looked not so bad last week. And like you said, this feels like the Steelers haven't been putting teams away. They've been winning close games, one score games. They won 34-32 against the Jets. They beat the Vikings yeah, they beat the Vikings 24-21 in a game that they were trying to give away. So I'm taking the Browns straight up and probably in our Fab 5.
We're aligned. See? Nobody ever has
I
to
was
eat the
hoping that
soup if
would
we just pick the same teams.
yeah, I was gonna say I was hoping we would finally disagree, but I saw where you were going. You held my hand through it, and I was like,
We got through it, man. Check this one out. This is fucking the Vegas loves the New Orleans Saints. And here's a crazy story for you, okay? So we have the New England Patriots at the New Orleans Saints. The Patriots, everybody's all hot on them. However, the Saints, kind of sneaky fun. Rashid Shaheed, Spencer Rattler, fun. I mean, they're scrappy. They can punch you in the mouth. You saw. So Patriots are 3.5 point favorites. Do you know last week when the Saints beat the Giants? Do you know the stat I'm about to throw out on you? Last week when the
hold on,
Saints,
hold on. It's a stat about the Saints.
yes,
I know it was Rattler's first win,
yes,
and it.
it gets
Okay, go ahead. I
crazier.
don't know.
Last week, Spencer Rattler, his first win. It was also the first win for the Saints with a quarterback they drafted since 1998.
Wow, Aaron Brooks.
That's insane. That's
Did they
insane.
draft Aaron Brooks?
I have no idea.
Oh my goodness! You know that stat, but you don't know who the quarterback was.
But
Now I
isn't
have
that insane? Because
that is
obviously
insane.
they had the Breeze run, but they did not draft Breeze. So like literally the first like insane to me. I'm also taking Patriots on this.
No, Aaron Brooks was drafted by the Packers.
See,
Interesting. Who was their quarterback before then?
don't look too far into my surface level stats. I just pick them up in my travels, and then I
But
don't
no, I
look.
have to know now. It's one of those things. If I hear something like that, I gotta know. Go ahead, just keep moving along.
I'm
I'm taking
taking
Patriots.
I'm taking the Patriots. Done. On to the next. So this maybe sneaky game of the week. We have the Seattle Seahawks at my Jacksonville Jaguars. Seahawks are 1.5 point favorites. It's a pick 'em on the money line. -110, -110. This gets the juices flowing. We got Dick Hammer's grandson versus Trevor Lawrence, Travis Hunter. The Jaguars are like 4-1. Nobody's talking about it. Actually, everybody's talking about it, but that's crazy. It just doesn't feel right. Gun against my head, as much as I do love the Jaguars as of right now, I think this just seems like one that the Seahawks win. The Seahawks kept the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, almost at full strength last week on the ropes. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks.
I think the quarterback might have been Danny Werfel.
Did you hear
Yeah,
anything I said?
yeah. I remember Danny Werfel. No, I didn't hear what you said. You're taking Seahawks. This is a tough one.
As much
This
as
is
I love the
really
Jags.
this is my Ketchum Bowl or whatever.
This
Shit.
is.
Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Fuck. Shit. I don't know. You said you're taking Seahawks.
I am taking Seahawks.
Fuck.
Don't let that influence you.
I'm taking Jags.
That hurts. Now I want to take the Jags.
I just feel like
should we
it's
wife swap?
so
Switch.
let me just
No.
say I want the Hawks to win because the fantastic game but ugly loss with a late turnover that led to Baker Mayfield doing what Baker Mayfield does. Um, they had the tough loss against the 49ers week 1, so they need the win more to because they don't want to be what 3-3 or 4-3 or whatever. And the Jags are 4-1 or whatever, and they just beat the Chiefs. So the Jags are pretty stable, but they're at home. I still think that the BTJ Lawrence connection is going to get better and better every week. I think they're feeling themselves. Cohen's giving them some swag. They run the ball super well, and this is going to be an awesome game. But I think I just got to take Jags, even though I want the Hawks to win.
I love that. Good. We finally split. Now, from going from a super exciting game to the all boring bowl, we have the Tennessee Titans at the Las Vegas Raiders. Brock Bowers is out again. Geno Smith probably just threw another interception. Tennessee Titans, all forgettable team, unfortunately. As much as we're both high on Cam Ward, we love him or whatnot, it is kind of an all forgettable team. I don't want to pick anybody in this game. Actually, I'm going Raiders.
My heart wants to,
And I'm not happy about it. I want the
Yeah.
Titans to win. I want Cam
Yeah.
Ward to carve them up. All I can picture, Cam Ward, I think still leads the league in getting sacked. All I can picture is Max Crosby just playing out of his mind and chasing that poor little man down all game. So I'm going Raiders. That's just what jumped to my.
The Raiders on paper are a lot better, even better coached and stuff, and they're at home. I think the pick has to be the Raiders, but obviously I want Cam Ward to win.
We'll see
This might
how.
be a Fab Five potential pick because I do think the Titans keep it close because Raiders obviously are struggling offensively and the Titans defense is pretty solid. I'm surprised that the over under in this game is higher than Browns Pitt.
Right? And now this is hilarious. This is hilarious. I actually just saw this and I had to rub my eyes because I'm like, did I click over to NCAA? We have a 14.5 point spread. We have a minus 1,050 favorite. The Cincinnati Bengals are at Lambeau Field. Green Bay. Joe Flacco's already beaten the Packers once this season. It would be hilarious if he did it again. The Packers are winning this game. I'm not too worried about it. The Bengals have been one of the worst teams in the league defensively and offensively since Joe Burrow went down. I've never seen one man hold together a franchise so much. It reminds me of early Stafford Lions years, but to the nth degree. Packers are winning, but just this spread and the money line is hilarious. You'd have to bet it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, Packers should win this game, but let me just say they need to win, in
Decisively.
a decisive way because they lost to the Browns, they tied with the Cowboys, and I think they had a bye last week.
Yeah, they need momentum back.
and people are going to start talking, and it's going to start creeping in and becoming a distraction, because there was that stat that Jamar Chase has more tackles than Micah Parsons. And I was told that Micah Parsons invented football and has a huge dick. So why they aren't 5-4-0 and having allowed 40 points, I have no idea. So interesting. This will be an interesting game for that Packers have to win in a great fashion because the Lions put it on the Bengals. If I don't know if Joe Flacco's starting, but probably
Yeah, he is.
he still can throw the ball. I think we've mentioned before that aging quarterbacks, the thing that goes is their legs and like their health, and like don't want to do the off season shit anymore, but they can still throw the fucking, like Tom Brady could still throw the ball, and Joe Flacco's always had a cannon, and he's got arguably the best wide receiver duo in the league that are hungry for the ball. So I could see Bengals fucking throwing 60 times. Joe
Yeah,
Flacco might have set career highs in interceptions, touchdowns, and yards.
it's gonna be a fun game for us, statistic sickos. I think.
I kind of like the Bengals and points because I could
Which
see this
means,
being potentially like a 35-24
yeah,
backdoor cover win.
we'll get into it next. San Francisco 49ers at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is the IR bowl. This is the injury bowl. This game probably would have been like, it's still probably gonna end up being really, really good, but both teams ravaged with injuries. Mac Jones is starting, Brock Purdy's out. Mac Jones himself is questionable. Ricky Pearsall, I do believe, is out. Obviously, they got still injuries, Kittle still on IR and whatnot. And then Tampa Bay Buccaneers are without Bucky Irving, they're without Mike Evans, and without Chris Godwin. So any egg boo boo overs you can get, please
Egg
hammer
Big
them.
Boo. Big Boo.
Is it egg big boo? Okay, it's Egg
But
Big
Boo
Boo,
Boo
right?
can be a new one too.
Whatever, put it in there, right? Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 3.5 point favorites. I still think that Baker Mayfield is a gamer. He's playing at an MVP level. They just find ways to win. I'm taking Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm taking whatever team has Baker Mayfield on it because I'm a lifelong diehard Baker Mayfield fan.
Since jump, don't check the tapes. I like that. And I might play with the spread on that
But
one. Next,
it's going to be a fun game because I think a lot of us have learned to respect and admire Mac Jones, and want to see him do well too, especially with all the Bill Belichick shit going on right now.
yep,
It's
the
one of
UNC
those
drama, yeah.
situations, Danny Jones situations, where it's like Mac Jones probably wasn't the problem.
Right.
It was all the shit around him. So shout out Mac Jones. He's on my squad. I might need him. Hopefully, I don't ever wish injuries on players ever, but it would be very nice if he was available and starting for me when one of my quarterbacks has a bye. Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
Baker
Sunday night.
Mayfield, another game-winning drive potentially. I think he just fucking does it every week. Unbelievable.
He does it, man. Winners win. We got Detroit Lions Sunday Night Football. Detroit Lions at Arrowhead Stadium. Banger Sunday night game, actually. Over unders 52.5. Chiefs are 2.5 point favorites versus the Detroit Lions. Lions are plus 110 underdog on the money line. As a lifelong Detroit Lions fan, ignore everything behind me. I'm taking the Lions on this. And I'm not too worried about.
I'm taking the Lions, and I would be disrespected or felt disrespected by being the underdog.
Right.
But this has the potential to be like the most watched game of the regular season game of the year, doesn't it?
I think so. I really think so. Obviously, you have the dynasty of the Chiefs, and you got the Lions, who have kind of been like, Lions have settled in as like everybody else's number 2 team in the league.
They're
Like
America's team now, yeah.
yeah, they really like unironically are.
Because
And they're trying to get over the hump. Super fun.
yeah, I mean, like our whole lives up until the last 3 years, the Lions have been a joke, and I think for some people, it's still like I'll say personally, it's still kind of hard to believe that they're as good as they are, but they are as good as they are.
That's it. Also, this is a crazy callback, by the way. So I was just about to say, I'm like, 2 or 3 years ago, the starting game of the season was Detroit Lions at Kansas City, or vice versa, right? And this is just a callback, and you weren't here, but I had a different podcast with a different Zack, so it's like deja vu, right? And so we were talking about it, and he said, "I'm like, what do you?" He's a huge Lions fan, right? And I said, "Give me a crazy prediction for this game." And he said, "There's going to be a standout player in this game." He's like, "We just drafted him." He's
Brian
like, "Because
Branch.
he's also, yes, so he's also a big players guy, just like you are, right?" And he said Brian Branch is going to have a good game, and he's like, people have not heard of him. He's like, but watch out for him. And then in one of the first drives, he got not only an interception, but was it a pick
I
six?
think it was a pick six. Yeah,
I think it was a pick six. Absolutely insane. Shout out Zach Watts. We got to get you back on
he
here.
absolutely. Watts knows ball. I mean, his
Watts
his
does know
predictions
ball.
are insane. But Brian Branch is my favorite Lion too. I love the way that he plays.
He's
Um,
fun, dude.
he gives 100% every single play. I've never seen him take one off. Sometimes, his he can be a little aggressive. I think he's had a couple costly penalties in the past for, unnecessary roughness and shit like that. But Brian Branch is my favorite Lion, personally.
Of that. We
Lions
got we
win.
got we got a doubleheader Monday Night Football. But first one, 7:15 Eastern kickoff. We have the Buffalo Bills at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta Falcons. Buffalo Bills 4.5 point favorites. I think this. I think this. I think the odds are a little reactionary to the Bills losing a weird divisional game last week. Um, I know the Falcons are coming on a little bit as well, but I got to go the Buffalo Bills here.
I think I'm taking Falcons.
Easy. Wow.
Um, Falcons are coming off a bye week, so they got an extra week to prepare, an extra week to get healthy. Bills played Monday night. Was it Monday night or Sunday night? I think it was Sunday night last week.
Yeah, because yep.
So tough loss against a division rival. Less time to prepare on the road. Falcons extra week. I'll take Falcons.
And now we got the Chicago Bears an hour later. The Chicago Bears at the Washington Commanders. This is the fail Mary rematch, right? Where whoever Stevenson or whatnot gave up on the play, and then it happened. Whatever, Jalen Hurts ran in from the other sideline and caught the ball. I'm sure. We got the Commanders are 4.5 point favorites. I do indeed think Jane Daniels is playing in this game. Um,
He said
that's the
after in
only.
his post game last week that he's 100% never felt better. That whole story, what they
You just
always
sold
say.
me. You just sold me on the Commanders. Then I think it's gonna be a scrappy game. I'm not liking the whole 4.5 points here. Honestly, I'm not even too confident in my pick of the Commanders, but I am going Commanders.
I'm taking Bears.
Ah, wah, wee, wah. Wah, wah, wee, wah.
For similar reasons. The Bears were off last week. They've won 2 in a row, I believe. So people are going to be healthier. They got more time to prepare for that game, look at more tape, blah, blah, blah. I am still not sold on the Commanders, even though they went to the playoffs last year and cooked the Lions, and everyone kind of loves them. For whatever reason, just kind of like the Lions thing. I don't believe it yet, but I do believe the Lions now. I don't believe the Commanders. Um, so Bears.
That's the completely accurate NFL Week 6 predictions. Now let's lock in. Back in
Oh,
the challenge.
with that, the failed Mary thing. I don't think the guy gave up on the play. He was talking shit to a fan while the
Yeah.
play was happening.
Yep.
He's like, this game's over. He's talking
Yeah.
shit,
He's
and
like go or some
the
shit.
balls in the air.
Fucking
Idiot.
crazy, dude. So let's go through Fab Five. So for everybody who does not know, this is either if you're picking, we pick our five favorite. It's part of a little monthly competition that we're doing. You pick your five favorite. It either has to be a money line underdog or it has to be a spread, right? Would you like to start off or would you like me to start off?
I'll just go. Cowboys -3, Cleveland +5.5, Lions +2.5, Falcons +4.5. Is that 4 or 5? And it's easy for me because I'm taking out two underdogs. I guess three
Exactly.
underdogs straight up. Bears +4.5, Falcons +4.5, Lions +2.5. What I say? Browns +5.5, and Cowboys -3.
There you go. Thanks for recording this so then we can write it down, okay? Here's where I'm at. Ready? I got Rams -7. I got Cowboys -3. I got Browns +5.5. I have Lions +2.5. And I got this is the hard pick. I got Titans +4.5.
So I think we got disagree on 2 there. That's going to be good.
That's
Right?
gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
Alrighty, sir.
That's all she wrote, people.
I look forward to seeing how this plays out.
We're having fun. We're having fun, man.
Giants
TN?
never losing again.
Dragon Ball Z. Giants never losing again.
Don't shit
Eagles
talk
never
your
winning
own
again.
teams.
Don't shit talk your own teams. Sign gate, cold soup gate. We're back at it. Is that a game?